Well, hello, boys and girls. I am at my life coach's house. Just finished up my Pilates. Yes, and guess what? I think I've actually mentioned this in my previous video, so you all already know because I know you haven't missed any of my videos. Why would you do something like that? But we have a new sponsor. It's Chin Keys House of Pilates and Yoga. Yeah, it's where I go to do my Pilates. That's Chinkee, Chinkees House of Pilates and Yoga, now sponsoring us in this fine programming, boys and girls. Well, I'm sure you've all seen my Eastern predictions and were riveted by the pearls of wisdom that came through the airwaves. It's not really, is it airwaves? I don't know what's the waves that you guys get. Something, audio, video waves? Video waves. The video waves that went over to you. Well, I have done more meditation at my Pilates, at Chinkees Pilates and Yoga. And now I've come up with the Western predictions. They've been, the Creator has bestowed upon me the answers of the universe, at least as far as Western Conference season predictions are concerned. Anyways, I'll get the rest of them later. Anyways, okay, so the Western Division is kind of full of haves and have-nots. I don't think it's all that difficult to pick who's going to make it in, except for when you get to the end. I think the East was a lot more difficult, but as far as who's going to be first and second and third in each, that is really difficult because it is going to be tight this year, boys and girls. This is going to be a freaking awesome year because the parity is insane. The parity is unparable. Is that word, unparable? That. Okay, so let's go with the Pacific Division, boys and girls, because I am running out of time. Oh shoot, I can't believe I don't have Jaime's Body Lube. It's the best. There, I said it. And I don't have any with me. Unbelievable. In the Pacific Division, you have, the top three, I think you got to go with the Oilers as number one. Especially this Yamamoto kid. I didn't think he was going to make it this year, but I did have him way higher in the draft than they picked him. And he looks like he's going to be like a Gaudreau. And if they have a Gaudreau on their hands right now with Draisaitl, McDavid, and Lucic, and Slepyshev, by the way, that's my pick for sort of the surprise of the year or the guy that comes out of the woodwork. I love the guy, and I think they're going to be fantastic. I didn't mention in my Oilers video. Bad me. So Oilers first. I got to go with the Ducks in second. Just love their defense, pretty much. They have enough offense. Eves is injured right now, but they certainly have enough offense with Silverberg. And Carlisle, last year I was like thinking Getzlaf's over, Getzlaf's done. I was telling people that, and really what he did is it looks like he actually told Getzlaf and Perry to pace themselves, which as far as Perry is concerned, I think is a bad move, poor move, because that's a guy who just runs on adrenaline. And if he might not have a long career, but in order to have a career, he's got to just go. And I think you'll see that this year. I think Carlisle will realize that he shouldn't have maybe told him to try to keep it for the playoffs. And I honestly think he told Getzlaf and Perry to keep it for the playoffs. Because certainly Getzlaf had an excellent playoffs, and he looked fairly lethargic for him through the season. I don't know, that was just a little thing I'd add in there. The Flames are my third in the Pacific, and this could go higher. This is what I mean, like Ducks, Flames, Oilers, it could be either way, but I just don't think the Flames have enough offense to overtake the Ducks and the Oilers in this division. Even though I think they have possibly the best defense in the division. It's going to be interesting to see how Smith holds up, but Smith always seems to surprise. You know, people kind of slag him because he was in Arizona, and you know, he said he had a bad year, but it was usually just poor defense. He's always been an excellent goaltender, and I think we're going to see that even at his advanced age this year, that he's going to turn some heads, and it's going to be fun to watch. In the Central Division, I kind of flip-flop between the Stars and the Preds of who's going to win this division. But ultimately, I went with the Preds, but it's kind of apprehensive because I'm not really a big fan of Rene. But I think it's Saros as their backup. I think he'll probably start to take it over this year. And even though he's small, he just looks like one of those world beaters you can't stop. Even though I'm a small goaltender, I'm still going to rock this joint. And I think if they get just above average goaltending with their defense and a fairly adequate offense, and not to mention that, a great coach, they'll definitely make it the playoffs, and they'll probably fight with the Stars all year. The reason why I basically took the Stars second is because there's been a lot of movement in that organization, and I think it's going to take a bit for them to adjust to Bishop's style and just to gel together with Radulov and all the guys that they added there, Methot. So they might struggle a bit early, in which case I think I put them in second in the division, but it's going to be so tight. Same as the next one, I got the Wild making it in third. They could be up and down in here as well. They're extremely well coached. And like a fantastic coach. Their goaltending is solid. They're solid all the way through, but there's nothing that blows your mind about there's nothing that, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have any game breakers is what I'm trying to say. And Parise is just not that anymore, but they're solid, and they'll definitely make the playoffs, and I think they're sort of a middling team, and they're probably going to do what they've always done, make the playoffs out in the first or second round and continue again. By the way, John Eck on this team, I love that guy, love him a lot. I think you're going to see him take a step up this year. Again, he's not the offensive game breaker that they really need, but he's a type of all-around player in the same vein as Bergeron that can really solidify a team. I don't think he's as good as Bergeron, don't get me wrong, but he's in the same category, same type of player as that. And I think it's going to be fun to watch him grow this year. Then we have the Blues and the Jets. I take the Blues. The Blues, again, are one of those teams that, like the Wild, that they have, it's just a whole team. And they do have a game breaker, but they don't have it at center, and that's been their big problem. Getting Shen is not going to do it, boys and girls. He's not a #1 center. Stastny's not a #1 center. They are decent second-line centers, and that is their problem. Unless they can find a way, I was saying before that I think they should have signed Shattenkirk, traded Pietrangelo for a center. That's easier said than done, but at least they should have tried to make the attempt, and I don't know if they did. But until they get that big center, I think they're pretty much going to be what they are, and that's what they are. The Jets could be a bit of a surprise that I'm picking the Jets here, and I actually think Arizona can be here as well. It's going to be really tight. Arizona's got a fantastic defense that Shaka is doing an awesome job on that team, man. Picking up Hjalmarsson and Demers to add to the defense that they already had there with Ekman Larson and that Russian guy, he's left me at the moment, was a great move. I just think they're a little green to make it this year, but they could, depending on how the kids are. The Jets just have a little more of advanced with Scheifele, and I think Laine could win the Rocket Richard this year. I just have it's more of a gut feeling than anything, boys and girls. By the way, last year I picked LA to miss, Columbus to make it. Most of my predictions were right. My biggest mistake was Detroit, and I did that out of heart instead of head. And I should never think with my heart, because I've got a heart of stone, boys and girls. Horrible stone. However, I pour rum over it, and it's fine. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other videos on my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. Have a great day, and lots of love to you.